There's another aspect that some Nigerians have wondered how it went. There still remain allegations, but these are some of the matters we're looking at on the show today. We're now being joined by Dr. Chiman Naji. He's a public affairs analyst and a lawyer. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Good morning and Happy New Year. Good morning, viewers.
From where Mr. Falano stopped talking about marabouts, that this whole fight against corruption, let's start from how was started off with the member of the APC. How does it come to you when we talk about fighting corruption since the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari?
Well, on a Saturday program of your Sunrise, sometime late last year, I expressed an opinion that you don't fight social problems. Because like many people have rightly observed that if you fight corruption, corruption will fight back. So you don't fight and succeed. You can denude or devise strategies to remove oxygen from that social evil, and it will completely collapse. But when you come fighting, the word fighting means confrontation in an attempt to stop something, perhaps. And that's why we have not been able to succeed with robbery and all, because we fight armed robbery and all. And when you say you want to fight, that means there is a battlefield. The other opponent is with its own arms and arsenals prepared. So that is why I am worried about the strategies. The objective to confront, denude, degrade corruption is unassailable. Are we employing and deploying the right strategies? Because if strategies are not aligned with objectives, you will not achieve the desired results. Even if you achieve some Pyrrhic victory, is it sustainable? My worry is beyond Buhari, what will happen to this crusade? Because it appears even members of his party, so many of them, politicians, don't buy into this type of market.
Why is it?
They don't. Because they like bazaars.
And you just,
many people go to borrow money.
Like a market.
Yes, people go to borrow money, sell their houses, do all sorts of things to contest election. Do you understand what I mean? I mean, it's just reasonable that there must be some lure. Something there is alluring that make you leave everything that you should have done in your family, take the entire family's fortune, well, invest, quote and unquote. And some of them have not gotten the returns because they didn't know it's going to be like this. Do you understand? So, this thing Buhari is calling, they don't understand. So what is happening is that there is fear among the political class. And one of the major instruments of social control that doesn't go far is the instrument of fear, because it requires the eternal presence of the object of fear for it to be effective. For example, if you go to the streets of Lagos, you see people driving one way. But when the last mile people, the ones that carry police along with them, are there, you see therefore people will be giving others sign that the road is not passable. I don't know whether I get, because that element that will enforce the law is there. Give them 5 minutes. When they have vacated that place, it will become riotous. That is what simple process extrapolation. You will see that it is not going to be easily sustainable.
Are you implying that the corruption war or fight right now as it is like an object of fear? So those that are seemingly aligning are just doing that out of fear?
That is the truth. People say the fear of Buhari. You understand? So is it a party program or Buhari's program? You understand what I mean? Now, even if it is a Buhari program, what are the planks on ground to make this thing sustainable. That is my fear. Everybody wants corruption to go because it has held us hostage for too long. And it has become so shameful that a human being will be behaving like rat. It's only rat that steals what is kept that doesn't belong to them. But when a man descends to that level, if you call him rat now, he will be offended. But that is exactly, and the proverbial dog that ate the bone that was hung on its neck, that's what our political class, and in fact, many people in positions of authority, even in business. So the problem is, for me, not whether the objective is right. It is absolutely right. It is timely to take on this behemoth. You understand? But what is the strategy? Are we doing the right thing? Because if you do the right thing the right way, it becomes right. But if you do the right thing the wrong way, you have problem. And I give you one example. Many people are no longer considering whether the suspects actually committed the offense that they are being, charged with.
Why is that so?
The reason is that some people grapple with the method or the approach. You understand what I mean? That you have not obeyed the rule of law. Do you get the point? And so because it has become a loophole, the suspect, who may, on the surface of the law, prima facie is innocent until the contrary is proven. But in the eyes of those who are prosecuting him, they may have information, but may not have hard evidence to nail them. So you go and arrest. You keep him, subject him to some discomfort in the hope, perhaps, that he will confess or admit certain things. And that is where the issue of rule of law comes. Remember, those people that you are holding have constituencies who have benefited from their profligacy, which perhaps derive from the loot. I'm not condemning anybody. But if a man, you see some of the way the politicians give out money, and you know there's no receipt. You know, that is the tragedy. Somebody comes and says, I have this constituency and they are all for you. All you need to do, you settle them. When you visit, you will see. Before you come, they will arrange dancers, they will arrange everybody, they choreograph things. You will see, they call you names and you think that you are a demigod. What you will now do is to drop money. You share the money, let me use the Nigerian parlance. Okay? No receipt. When it comes to capturing somebody who chop money, if you like, you are the one that they will arrest. So many people are impari delicto. And that's why they are waiting on the sidelines. If there is any small loophole, they latch on that, and the main issue is lost. One simple example is the hula baloo going on now. What of APC people, what of the other people and all. I'm not so bothered about that. Did you commit the offense? That's the issue. Like 3 vehicles or 5 vehicles are on one way. The policeman decides to pick one. Perhaps he picks the man that is in a jeep because he believes it may be the motive is to extort money from the man. And people are saying, hey, what about the others? He says, let me finish with this one first. The issue is not who he picked, because the criminal law is not so much about motive. You understand? The motive is, okay, maybe he will collect money from this man. But is the man on the offense? And you can see the vehicle on the wrong lane. So don't do the crime if you don't want to do the time.